Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to all of you on this platform for the Tips and Learning SPSS. SPSS is actually a vital part of our research activities, and I'm always thankful. I'm always uh, grateful, and I always appreciate the efforts of Professor Mulazam Hussain Bukhari Saab towards the advancement of biomedical research and towards provide the learning opportunity for students and for the professionals. I think we should start, or should we wait for a few minutes so that maximum people can join us? Professor Mulazam Hussain Bukhari Sahab, sir. Sir, should we start or should we wait for another 2 to 3 minutes?
Thank you very much, Professor Asif. I think let's start because it is the time 5 o'clock. We should not wait further. The people will come and go and continue.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Again, welcome to all of you. I am Professor Dr. Asif Hanif. I am specialized in biostatistics, and I am currently working as Professor of Biostatistics at University Institute of Public Health, University of Lahore. Before going to learn SPSS, I would like to have a quick review regarding data and its type, and a few important features of data that will be used in SPSS and that will help us to understand SPSS. First of all, you all know that data is actually the collection of scientific observation, collection of information, collection of facts and figures. And if we talk about collection of information, facts and figures and observations, we quickly understand that we are dealing with the numbers. Actually, dealing with the number and is another thing. In SPSS or in biomedical research, we also deal with the information that is not in a number. Whenever the term data come in our mind, we always think that we are talking about the numbers. So we will actually learn about the numbered data and non-numbered data. The numbered data is one thing separate, and the non-numbered data is another thing that is totally separate. And to learn SPSS, we actually need to differentiate between numbered data and non-numbered data. If we are unable to differentiate them, then we cannot really learn the true spirit of SPSS. SPSS is actually a software that helps us to manage, helps us to analyze, and helps us to test the hypothesis of the data. So data is actually of two types: qualitative data and quantitative data. Qualitative data mean a data that comes in non-numbered, and quantitative data is actually the number that comes in numbers. And if the data come in number, they have two types. There are two types. One is discrete data and other is continuous data. Continuous data means our data is actually coming and containing each and every possible decimal and unit between two numbers, like age of the patients, like HB level, like CRP level if it is in quantitative, like fever, temperature also comes in decimals. And if we talk about discrete data, it does not come in each and every possible number, but it comes in jumping value. For example, what we mean by jumping value is actually, let's suppose number of brothers and sisters, let's suppose heart rate, let's suppose pulse rate, let's suppose number of people attending this webinar, number of students in a classroom. We cannot say that there are 3.6 students in the classroom, but we cannot express age, HB level, and other data in decimal points. So it is very much necessary to understand these terms, discrete data and continuous data. I tell again, discrete data is actually the quantitative data that comes in numbers with jumping values. Continuous data is type of data that comes in numbers, but with each and every possible unit between two numbers. So for qualitative data and for quantitative data, where data is discrete and where data is continuous, we actually need to separate them for better understanding of SPSS. For qualitative data, like it is in form of non-number, it is male and female, it is blood groups, it is type of disease, it is actually in nominal or ordinal data. This qualitative data, if it is differentiated by its name, if it is differentiated by its name, it is nominal data. And if it is differentiated by its name and there are some certain orders, some natural orders, it is ordinal data. Like severity of pain, like presence or absence of pain. If you say, do you have pain? It will be yes or no. If we ask, if you have pain, what is the severity of the pain? It will be mild, moderate, or severe. So in other hand, when there is natural order in the categorical data, when there is ranks in the categorical data, it will be ordinal data. Otherwise, if there are no ranks, it's a nominal data. The quantitative data is called actually scale in SPSS. The overall term for quantitative data is used as scale. It is used as nominal, it is used as ordinal for categorical data, and for quantitative data, it will be used as scale. So for scale, if there is true zero, or if there is zero as presence or zero as absence, we can differentiate into ratio and interval scale. If you ask someone, what is your age, what is your weight, what is your height, no one can say that these terms are zero. No one can say that these terms are zero. If you ask someone, what is temperature of, let's suppose, any northern area, it may be zero. So temperature can be zero, IQ level can be zero, and sometime our age, our HB level, our other things, they cannot be presented as zero, or if they presented as zero, it shows absence. If zero shows presence, it is interval scale. If zero shows absence, it is ratio scale. So SPSS is actually originally statistical package for social sciences, later modified to read as statistical product and service solution. First time it was released in 1968 by Norman H. Nye and Dale H. Bent and C. There are different versions. The latest SPSS version is 27. So we will learn actually SPSS at learning stage, at learning phase. It does not matter which version you have. If you have latest version, it is good. But if you have any older version, it will not have any bad impact in your learning. But I prefer few old versions of SPSS are very friendly to learn, like SPSS 16.5 to 20. After SPSS 20, there are some novel things, some new things in data editing and data analyzing. Actually, they have added some new features. But at the level which we are going to perform or which we are going to learn will help us whatever the version you have. So why we use SPSS? SPSS is actually helps us to manage some small and big data. It calculates new variables. It helps us to select or weight cases in the data. It helps us to describe the data frequency graphs and statistics. It helps us to make statistical inference using different statistical tests like chi-square test, like t-test, like correlation, like analysis of variance, like regression, like factor analysis. There are multiple types of statistical tests that can be used to draw the inference. SPSS also helps us to check the reliability of data, and there are many more features. If I say there are thousands of the feature of SPSS, and even you spend your whole life to learn to all the feature of SPSS you will enjoy. So there are few components of SPSS, like it is a window-based program for data handling, for management of statistical analysis. For SPSS contain mainly 5 components. The first component is data editor. The other is output window. Third is syntax window. Fourth is script and chart editor is the 5th component of SPSS. What we widely use in SPSS is actually output window, data editor, and chart editor. These syntax and scripts are actually for those who want to learn about the programming. For example, if you want to perform a statistical test and it is not available in SPSS, you can make your own syntax, you can make your own script, you can write your own script in SPSS and can perform that SPSS and can perform that analysis in SPSS. There are actually, among the data editor, let me talk now one by one. Among the data editor, there are 2 windows. Kindly mute yourself, and if anyone is with their video on, I request to turn it off, please. And also please mute yourself kindly. There is a little bit distortion. Okay, among the data editor, there are 2 windows. The first window is data view and the other window is a variable view. Whenever you open the SPSS, on the very bottom side, you will see these 2 tabs, data view, variable view. Look, whatever you work, wherever you go, if you want to collect data, first of all, you have to make the performa. You have to make the questionnaire. If you collect data without questionnaire or performa, it will not be possible. In same way in SPSS, you need to make your performa first and then you need to enter your data. To make the performa, you have to go to variable view, and then when you make the performa in variable view, then you need to go to data view to enter your data. So remember, if you are working very first time on any project, any research article, any thesis data, or any other related data, if you are working very first time, you need to go to variable view first. When you will go to
Professor Asif, Hanif, some people want to add, please can you admit them?
I have added, actually I am getting disturbed because they are coming one by one, and I actually lose my concentration.
Okay.
I'm adding them when there is a pool of 10 to 15 people.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Dr. Bushra Shivani here. You could disable your waiting room, so then you would not get disturbed, and they will be able to enter the meeting without disturbing you.
Okay, sir, can you disable the waiting room, please? Or sir, Mulazam Bukhari sir, can you disable the waiting room, or can you give another can you give right to another person who can add?
No, I cannot disable you because you are the host now.
No, you cannot disable me, but there is a suggestion, if we disable the waiting room.
Let's see.
If we disable the waiting room. Okay, or there is another option.
No, only the host can, and I'm looking at the participants. Professor Arif, you are the host. Asif, you are the host. Only you can disable it, unless and until you make.
Yes, you can only make it.
Okay, no problem. Should I give the right of host to another one co-host who can add the people?
If you will make any other person host, then you cannot add your slides. I think Dr. Bushra Sherwani, can you do it?
So it depends upon who initiated this meeting. Did you or did Professor Asif? Because you have your Zoom settings.
Okay, let me try.
Sir, if you could try and make me a
Okay,
co-host,
okay.
then I could give it a shot.
Meeting setting.
Okay, no problem. I'm continuing it, please. Okay, if you're
Sure.
working on SPSS, there are two views: data view and variable view. Variable view will help you to make your performa, and data view will help you to actually analyze and enter your data. So another important component of SPSS is variable view, in which there are few headings like name, type, width. I try to explain. Many times students are stuck. What is name? What is type? What is width? Under the variable view window, or in the variable view window, this name is not actually the patient or subject's name. This name means it's a name of variable. It's a name of variable. There is a box to enter the name of the variable. Just a hint. You cannot, in older versions, you cannot give the space in the name box. The type mean, in type, choose the type of the data. If your data is numerical, you have to choose numerical. Here I have given a small description. If you click on the type of the data, there are certain options. If you want to enter comma separated values, if you want to enter numerical data, if you want to enter date, if you want to enter any string like name, like disease name, like name of the hospital, like serial number of the patients. So there are certain options there which can help you to enter your data. Among the width column, this gives the width of the characteristics. For example, if you want to write the name of a patient and his or her name is very large, SPSS will give you by default space of 8 characters. You can increase or decrease this width as well. Among the decimal section, we can adjust the decimal places in number data. By default, it is 2. And in the label option, we can write the detailed description of the variable. For example, in variable box, for example, we have already written it as name. And in the label, we can written as name of the patient. We can give actually the full description of that variable name. Values are very important in SPSS variable view window. And this value mean we use this option for categorical, nominal, or ordinal codings. If there are codings of your data, if you have coding of your data, then you can add values. Then you can add coding, specific coding, or the codes of your own choice. We use this option for categorical, like nominal and ordinal data. For example, if we want if we want to, for example, if we want to add gender, if we want to add blood groups, if we want to add types of disease, if we want to add the grade of the tumor, if we want to add the stage of any tumor on histopathology, then we can choose the coding. 1 for example, stage 1, 2 for stage 2, 3 for stage 3, and 4 for stage 4. In the same way, we can enter 1 for male, 2 for female, or the other such coding scheme can be introduced of our own choice. So there is another feature of a variable view window, that is measure. Measure actually helps us to set our type of data if it is numerical. If it is numerical, give it as a scale. If it is nominal or ordinal, give the specific categories against the variable type. So here I have given a sample of the data that you will need to enter in your SPSS. First of all, you need to learn about the variables. These are the variables: name, age, gender, severity of the disease. So if you want to make perform in SPSS, you have to specify these 4 variables like name, age, gender, and severity of the disease. Then you need to know which variables are quantitative and which variables are categorical, or which variable are needed to be entered as string variable. These are actually my data. And here, let's see The quantitative data is age. Gender and severity of the disease is categorical data, where in the gender there are no natural order, it will be nominal data. In the severity of disease, there are some natural order like mild, moderate, severe, so it will be ordinal data. I have made three things very clear before entering data in SPSS. First of all, identify your variables. Second, identify the types of variables. Third, identify the types of measurement scale. If it is continuous, discrete, or in broader term, if it is quantitative, then you need to give it as scale variable. If it is categorical or qualitative, like gender and severity of the disease, one thing keep in your mind, this is categorical data. If it is categorical data, is there any natural order? If there is any natural order, fix it as an ordinal variable in your SPSS. Otherwise, make it as nominal data. And if you look at the name of the patients, I have roughly entered. If there are original or true name, that will also be in alphabets. If there are alphabets, like for example, my name is Asif, there are alphabets. So if you want to enter these alphabets, they are not quantitative, they are not categorical, where we can enter the coding. So to enter such type of data, we need to put our focus on data type, and this data type is called string in SPSS. This type of data is called string. Okay. So to enter data in SPSS, recall that type of data. I have already told about quantitative versus qualitative data. Measurement scale like nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio scale. Type of question, is it open or closed question? Do you know about open and closed question? Closed questions are those questions where you are not allowed to enter your data of your own choice, but you have to choose from the predefined categories. The closed question is actually the selection of data or coding or category from the predefined categories. And in open-ended questions, you are allowed to give any type of answer you want. So from this data, I just wanted to make it understandable. I put all these things in this table. Like there are variables, serial number, name, age, gender, and severity of the disease. Type, serial number is quantitative or categorical. Name, it is qualitative, so we need to set string. Age is quantitative. Gender is qualitative but categorical and have nominal measurement scale. Severity of disease is qualitative and categorical and have ordinal measurement scale. And age is quantitative and has open type of question, and it is ratio measurement scale. So just for the understanding, I am going to ask any of you, you can raise your hand. If I get a chance to name anyone, I will ask if you want to enter the data of, for example, grades of the students. Grade of the students. Which type of data it is? Grade of the students. Anyone can answer. Grade of the students. Grade of the students are actually grade A, grade A minus, A plus, B minus, B plus, C, D, E, or F. Is it string or categorical data? Is it quantitative or categorical data? Is there anyone to answer?
Qualitative, categorical.
It is categorical data with which type? Ordinal, because there is a natural order. Yes, because there is a natural order. Okay. So I have entered that data in SPSS like this. Now I will give a little demonstration how to enter this data and how to make the SPSS sheet. After entering the data, when you will go to variable view, you will write serial number, name of the variables, serial number, name, age, gender, severity of disease, like this. You can recall the variables, serial number, name, age, gender, severity of the disease. In same way, I have entered serial number, name, age, gender, and severity of disease. Among type, I told you serial number is numerical here, name is string, age is numerical, gender is not numerical, but I have entered here numerical for a reason. The reason is that I have introduced the coding. When I have introduced the coding, now I am actually going to enter 1 for male and 2 for female. That's why I made it numerical. Severity of disease also made as numerical, because I am going to enter 1 for mild, 2 for moderate, 3 for severe. Among the decimals, you know, there is only one quantitative variable, that is age. Age can be presented in form of decimal points, can be given as 38.76 years. In the label, I told you this is the detailed description of your variables, of your type of variables. Like S number, it was serial number, name of the patient, age. I have entered here age with its unit. It is always good to write the unit in the label, so that while analyzing your data, you may not need to edit or re-enter your data. Gender and severity of the disease. Look, only two variables needed. Only two variables needed coding of the data. So there were gender. Among gender, there were two categories, one for male, two for female. And among the severity of disease, it was actually mild, moderate, and severe. If we quickly see on the type of measurement scale, I told you serial number is a numerical data, so I made it scale here. Among the string, it is nominal, because name is actually alphabets, and all alphabets can be given as nominal in SPSS measurement scale. Age is scale, gender is actually nominal. I actually wanted to ask you later, but let me tell you, it is wrong. There should be nominal. Although I have written nominal here, it was for your test, but I told you. And severity of disease is ordinal. So we need to make the performa first. When we made the performa first, then we need to go to the data view. Data view. So when we went to the data view, this window was appeared, and I entered the data. Among the serial number, I entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to my sample size. I entered name, I entered age, I entered age, gender as categorical data, like nominal data, and severity of disease as an ordinal data. Once the data is entered, I will actually make you people, I actually want you people to do the practice today, and we will enter this data. If you have laptop, it is good. If you do not have laptop, it cannot be performed on mobiles, or it cannot be performed on tab. If you have already installed SPSS in your laptop or computer, I appreciate you open it, and we need to enter this data at the end of the session. So when we enter the data, how we can analyze the data? If we want to make the graphs, for example, I want to make pie chart. For example, I want to make bar chart. For example, I want to make scatter plot, histogram, whatever the graph I want to make. I only need to click on the graph under the data view or variable view. It is the same. If I click the graph, there are multiple options given in the graph under the legacy dialog. Here is the legacy dialogs. If I want to make pie chart, I will click on pie chart, sorry. If I want to make bar chart, it is given here. I will perform for you people, don't worry. If I want to make box plot, it is here. If I want to make histogram, it is here. If you want to analyze anything, like if you want to make summary statistics, or if you want to calculate mean, median, mode, quartiles, deciles, percentiles, if you want to make cross table, if you want to make PPQQ plot, if you want to make simple frequency table, you need to go to analyze descriptive statistics, and the options are given here. If you want to calculate descriptive statistics, the descriptive statistics are actually are here. By default, it will give you mean, median, standard deviation, and other things. Not median, mean, standard deviation, minimum and maximum values. If you want to make frequency table, you have to enter on the frequency, and you can shift your variable and make the frequency. Even you can make calculate any descriptive statistical test. I will show you. If you want to make cross tab, if you want to make, for example, gender versus smoking, if you want to make, let's suppose, histopathology versus radiology, if you want to make, for example, the method of estimation, method A for the estimation of any disease and method of estimation for another disease, you can make cross tab by clicking here. So under the statistics, if you want to calculate descriptive statistics, press frequency, then statistics. Under the statistics, you will find like mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, range, minimum, maximum, and all the basic statistics. If you want to make cross tab, go to cross tab, and here is the rows and columns. You can put your variables under rows and column. And if you want to apply chi-square test, very common test you all know, you can click on chi-square test, statistics and chi-square test. So here is a little test for you people. If we want to apply chi-square test, which tab is important? Where we will click? Can anyone tell? We will go to analyze. We will go to cross tab. Under the cross tab, we will shift our variable under rows and columns. Then we will press statistics and we will check chi-square. Okay. If you want to make pie chart, what we will do? Anyone tell, please? Can anyone tell? Dr. Bushra, Dr. Mubashir. I can see you people, Dr. Iram Gilani, Fawzia Afzal, Waqas Nazir Saab, Riba Yusuf. If we want to make a pie chart, what we need to go, what we need to do, where we will go, Dr. Waleed Khan. There is a text in the chat box. Okay, you are saying the graphics. Okay, you can go to graph. I am telling again. I need your interest, please. Graph, legacy dialog, and pie chart. If I want to calculate summary statistics or descriptive statistics like mean, standard deviation, range of the data, then what we will do, where we will go? Analyze. Very good. Then okay, analyze. Then descriptive statistics. Very good. Mavishali, pair. Analyze descriptive statistics or frequency, wherever we want. If we go to frequency, then statistics, then there are mean, median, mode, sum, and all those statistics given. Okay. Okay, Riba Yusuf, I got your message. You are right. Okay, if we want to perform advanced statistical analysis, like if we want to apply any statistical test like one sample t-test, independent sample t-test, then I may need to go to compare mean. Among the compare mean, one sample t-test, independent, paid sample t-test, ANOVA. Whatever the statistical test I need, I will click. If I want to apply correlation, go to correlate, go to bivariate, you can apply correlation. If you want to make regression, there are multiple types of regression. You need to learn about the types of regression. Then you can apply regression. For example, linear regression, logistic regression is one of the most widely statistical used in biomedical research. So let's go to SPSS. Before going to SPSS, if you have any question, let me tell you what we need to go, what we need to learn SPSS. First of all, you need to learn about variables. What is variable? Then types of variables. Then if this variable is open or closed. If it is open, definitely it will be categorical. If it is closed, definitely it will be categorical. If it is categorical, it is nominal or ordinal. For open, it may be string, it may be quantitative. If it is quantitative, it may be discrete, or it may be interval, or it may be ratio, it may be continuous, it may be discrete. But for all, you have to enter scale in the SPSS. So first of all, you need to learn about the variables, then types of variables. Then if the type of variable is quantitative or categorical, learn is it open or closed. If it is open, go for string or scale. If it is closed, there are already predefined categories, then go for nominal or ordinal. Under the variable view, enter all your variable description, then come to the data view, enter your data, and then start your data analysis. So I'm going to make actually this data for you people. I want to enter this data for you people so that you can learn very smoothly. For example, this is my data. In SPSS, let me have some regard. Is it fine? If my speed is not slow, you can tell me. I'm trying to have very low speed. Okay. Can you see this SPSS window, please? Can you see this SPSS window? I think yes. Look, I want to enter the data. Here are two tabs. I told you under your left lower corner, you can see data view and variable view. Under the variable view, the same things I have already told, name, type, width. For example, it is serial number. The type of serial number is numerical. If you want to change, press here. There will be 3 dotted buttons. Press those 3 dotted buttons. You can choose any of the type of the data. If you want to enter lots of characters, if you want to enter lots of numbers, for example, if you want to write name, let's suppose Muhammad, Akbar, Ali, Bhatt. So you cannot enter Muhammad Akbar Ali Bhatt in width where it is set as 8. Here you can only enter 8 characteristics. So you can change it. For example, I want to change it as 90. You just press 9 and 0, it will become 90. So by default, it is 8, let it be 8. Under the label, you can see serial numbers. I do not need to put any value because it is not categorical data. It is not actually given as closed question. Closed question is where the predefined categories are. So I do not need to enter values here. Missing, column, align, measure. Here I want to, for example, change whether it is scale, ordinal, or nominal. Let's make it as a scale. Name of patients. Is it numerical? Is the name numerical? No, it is string. So make it as string. Width you can increase, for example, 8, so that we can enter the all character of the name. Decimal, it will be 0 because SPSS is wise enough. If it is string, and string does not contain any decimals. Name of patients. No need to add any value because it is not closed question. This is open. There are no predefined categories. So it has already set as nominal. For example, age is numerical, width is 8. Okay. Make decimal 0 because I do not want to enter my age as 38 points. I do not want to enter my age in points. So, for example, age of patients. No need to enter coding here because it is open question. If it is closed, then you can enter, for example, one is peds group, adult group, elderly group. You can enter the variable. I'll tell later. So there was a question, what is missing? Actually, if there is a missing, you can enter or you can introduce a unique coding here. For example, you can introduce 100 or 1000 or 1000. Don't need to enter this. Leave it. Column, it is column actually will tell the width of the column. For example, let it be set as 12, just for our understanding. A line, you want to see your data on right side of the column or left side of the column. It is quantitative data, so let it be scale. Gender, no doubt gender is string, but I want to add codes because this is closed question. So if I make it numerical, it is fine. Make it 0 because there is no decimal in the gender. Gender of the patients. I actually entered value here. Press these 3 dotted button. 1 for male, 2 for female, and I have added. I added 1 as code, and under the label I added as male. Then I added it, then 2 for female, and then added it. So if by mistakenly you entered the wrong spellings, you can change it. For example, you corrected it and you can change it. Okay. No need to add any missing value here. Column width is 8. By default, if the data is string, it will show you on left alignment, left side of the column. If it is numerical, it will show you to the right side of the column. So here gender is actually nominal variable. Then severity of disease, I put abbreviation here, severity of disease. Let it be numerical because it is closed question, and I will add coding here. You can make it string, but for advanced and further analysis, it may not help you. For severity of disease, I entered actually values here. Sorry if my speed was fast. 1 for mild, 2 for moderate, 3 for severe. Because it is categorical and is ordinal. There were natural order. Why we add these things, I will tell you later. Why these measurement scales are important to set. So here is the serial number 1. For example, the patient's name was AA, age was 23. You can see there, I entered column width 8 and then 14. You will see the age width will be wider than the other. Isn't it? It is wider by default. If I enter 1, for example, it will write male. If I enter 2, it will write female. For example, the severity of disease is 3. And in similar way, you can enter your data.
Dr. Asif, if anybody do not want to mention the gender, then can we make third column?
Yes, we can add third option. Not available or don't want to specify. Is reluctant to tell the gender. Done. So this data can be entered in the same way I told you. Let's suppose you have entered your data. Let's suppose you are expert in data entry now. You want to make analysis. You want to do statistical analysis. If there is any query, you can ask, please. Until now, can we put yes? Unspecified gender, yes, I have told, please. If there is any question, you can ask or you can text. So there is no question? Okay, no problem. So let's have this data and let's make and perform statistical analysis. If we have made our variables specified one time and have entered the data, can we add any variable later? Yes, you can enter. For example, very good question from Mahvesh Ali. For example, you wanted to enter date of birth here. You just right click, insert variable. Go to variable view and add, for example, date of birth. You want to enter date, go to type of data and make the date in this pattern. If you want to make, for example, one more variable among age and gender, right click, insert variable, and you can specify a variable. And even if you have forgotten, for example, after 2, you have 3 and then 5, then a long sequence of data, you have missed 4, you have missed 4th entry. So just go outside of the SPSS sheet on 4, right click and insert case. So here you can enter 4. If there is anything duplicated, for example, you have entered 7 twice, you can again go to outside of the SPSS on the number, right click and clear. Now the duplicated case is clear. You can insert variable, you can insert new data, and you can add any other variable. So if there is any question, please you can ask. Otherwise, we will go to the next portion of data analysis, next session of data analysis. If my speed is fast, you can tell me. I'm trying to be as slow as possible.
Professor Asif, can you ask give the time to the people to ask the question about this before analyzing this data?
Okay, we have 5 minutes. You can ask, no problem, sir. You can ask, please. Okay, Dr. Waleed is saying good speed. Okay, no problem. Thank you. If you have any query, if you have any question, please you can ask. It was good if you have your laptop or computer with you with the SPSS installed and you can have entered this data yourself, then you may have some problem. Benefit of column tab. Okay, benefit of column tab is actually, I think you are asking about the width of the column. Its benefit is you can adjust the width of the column. For example, here, if you can see this data. Yes, you can see this data. For example, it is if I increase it, I can properly see it. Now see, it is very important to adjust the width of the column so that we can read and we can see the description of the data. Is there any other question, please? I hope it is clear now. Is there any question, please? Can we ask question just related to data entry, or it might be from another test? Yes, you can ask specifically from the session we have delivered, from data entry, please. If you have problem to select the statistical test, I will tell you how to select the statistical test. Don't you worry. You can ask about descriptive statistics, because I didn't tell you about statistical tests, how to perform and selection of statistical tests specifically. Dr. Mavishali, you are asking about the sample size calculation. I think I have no issue to answer about the sample size estimation, but SPSS is purely for data management and data analysis. If kindly we can be more focused on data analysis and the data type and data entry, data management, it will be good for me. And you can definitely ask about sample sizes.
Professor Asif, people are asking many questions. I am very happy that this workshop is going successfully. We can make another workshop on the data sampling calculation and something else.
Yes, we can make it sampling techniques and sample size.
And sampling calculation, sample size calculation. You are also
Yes,
my teacher in this sense.
Sir, thank you very much, sir, for this honor.
Salam. How to deal with missing data, please?
Dr. Abu Tahim, you have any questions from Iraq?
Yes, yes. Salam to all. How to Salam? Thank you for how to deal with missing data.
How to deal with missing data? Okay, if you go to, for example, transform. That for example, if you go to transform, here is option of replace missing values. Actually, the data analysis of missing values is very broad subject, but I will tell few tips to you. If your data is quantitative, if your data is in number, you can deal missing data by calculating mean of the rest of the data. For example, you have ages of 50 patients and 3 patients did not mention their ages, and it is mandatory to report all of the ages. Then you can calculate mean of the rest of the data, and you can put that mean instead of missing values. For example, here let's suppose intentionally I make few data missing. For example, I made 3rd, 4th, and 5th data as missing data. And if I go to transform, replace missing value, I will shift my age variable, or it was, for example, gestational age into new variable. It will be calculated as gestational age _1, or you can name it. You can name it of your own choice. There are few methods like series mean, like mean of nearby points, like median of nearby points, like linear interpolation, like linear trend at a point. Now it is up to you which method you want to choose to put the missing data. For example, the most commonly method is use series mean. It will calculate mean of all the data and will put in the new variable. So the new variable is at the end. Let me take here it with the missing data so that we can compare, so that we can see. Here I have, so the mean of the data was 37.31. So the new variable has replaced the missing value with their mean of the rest of the data. For example, if we change the method, let's suppose replace missing value, let it be reset. Gestational age, put here series mean instead of mean of nearby points. Okay, change it. No problem. Look, the mean of nearby point was calculated and it was, sorry, it was at the end, let's see, 34, 34, 34. You can see the mean of nearby point, it was like this. So you can choose any other method. It was early to tell, I was going to tell the analysis of missing value. So the concept for many, it is clear now. Otherwise later I had to tell it. Is it clear, doctor?
Thank you. Thanks.
Welcome. If you have another question, please you can ask. You can even drag the variable like this. I have dragged that variable from N to here. Yes, Kashif Irfan, the answer is clear. I have already shifted column from one place to another place. Dr. Kashif asked, can I shift column from one place to another place? Yes, you can. Okay, if there are any question, please, then I will go to advanced analysis or basic analysis like graphical presentation and statistical inference. So
Yes,
do you
I
want to
think
say?
go ahead.
Okay, sir. There are a few questions. Please repeat how. Okay, Dr. Kashif, okay. Look, if you want to place this variable before this variable, you just select and just press the mouse button and you can drag. Look, I am dragging and you can see the red line. For example, I want to place here, it is placed here. You can practice it. You just press and drag. And for example, I want to even place this one. This case is look here. This case is look here. I placed 5th at 2nd place and I want to make it at 5th again. Okay, just press and drag. Okay, done. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kashif Irfan. Okay, now if you want to do data analysis, I want to share some tips with you people. The tips for life. Actually, data analysis is a life. If you do not analyze, you cannot live. Data analysis is not only related to your study subjects and research, but you have to analyze the situation every time. You actually analyze the things all the time in your life. So there are few tips. Okay, is Dr. Waleed Khalid, what is the benefit of tab role in variable view? Tab role. Okay, what is tab role? Let me see. In variable view, tab role. Is there any tab role? It is type width decimal label value missing column align measure. Okay, I didn't understand. Dr. Waleed, I didn't understand your question. You can write it clearly, please. I will answer, no problem. Okay, there are few tips. Okay, I will see, Dr. Waleed. I will see. Can you see the other magical window? I always call it magical window. Okay, look at it. If you have quantitative data, sorry. If you have quantitative data, I will write QN. If you have quantitative data, the options for graphs are histogram. Histogram can be made when you want to see the normality of the data, not to test. Few people are confused. Histogram tells us if the data is normal or not. No, histogram does not tell you if the data is normal or not. Histogram is only tells you the behavior of the data. If you feel data is not normal, then you can test it using Shapiro-Wilks test or Kolmogorov-Smirnov test. I will show you. For quantitative data, the other graph you can make box plot. Box plot helps us to identify the outlier. Outlier is actually an abnormal value. This abnormal value actually disturb the mean of the rest of the data. For example, sir, should I give the same example or should I change it regarding the outlier? There is a favorite example of Professor Mulazam Hussain Bukhari.
I was laughing on it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I should change it, sir. Okay. For outlier, for example, you are working on weight of the students and you are working for weight of the nursery students. For example, you are taking the weight of nursery student like 18 kg, 20 kg, 22 kg, 17 kg, 16 kg. By doing this, you add mistakenly the weight of teacher, that is 90 kg. Now you want to calculate the average weight of nursery class student and it becomes 40 kg. Actually, there was an abnormal value of that teacher, weight of that teacher. And weight of that teacher is actually an outlier. And due to that outlier, look the trend of the data, weight of the nursery class student has shifted from 80s, 18, 19 to 40s. So it is always wise, it is always mandatory for us to look for outlier in a quantitative data. The other graph for quantitative data is, for example, scatter plot. Scatter plot actually tells us the relationship of the data. If this straight line from down to upside becomes, there is positive relationship between data. For example, in this temperature, I give you an example. The temperature of last 15 days and consumption of ice. The consumption of ice cream, the temperature and consumption of ice. As the temperature is increasing, consumption of ice is also increasing. And in same way, as the temperature is increasing, maybe consumption of tea is decreasing. There is reverse trend of one variable to another variable. If temperature is increasing, the consumption of coffee is decreasing. So there will be negative relationship. In that situation, your line will be like this brown line. So if the first line is the trend, it is positive relationship when one variable is increasing and other is also increasing, or one variable is decreasing, other is also decreasing. If the second line appears, it shows if one variable is increase, other is decrease. Dr. Iram Gilani, you are asking, should outlier be excluded from the data to make it normally distributed? There are multiple choices. If the rest of the information of this case is not important, you can replace it. You're allowed. But you have to tell in your methodology section, there were two outliers whose information was not as much important. So we replaced two cases by these two cases. If you are collecting data randomly, then it may be difficult for you, or if you are performing a experimental trial, if you are performing, let's suppose, you want to, you are performing biopsy of the liver, and you want to see the number of nodules, and it becomes outlier. You cannot replace this number of nodule with another biopsy because it is a sensitive unit. So we should deal it with the outlier. There is no need to delete all the time. And even there is no need to be worried all the time about the outlier of the data, because rest of the information will be mismanaged. If there is outlier, for example, you want to calculate it, wanted to calculate it mean, and if there is an outlier, in the presence of outlier, you can calculate median. I will tell you later. If there are outlier, you can choose median instead of mean. Okay. So for categorical data, there are multiple options. You can make for qualitative data, let me see as QL. For qualitative data, you can make pie chart. Pie chart is made when there are less categories. Dr. Fatma Amjad, is outlier any mistakenly added value or data? No, may be mistakenly added, not all the time. If it is mistakenly, then you should delete it. If it is not mistakenly, sometimes it is typing error. You are writing age of patient as 45 and it may be written as 450, and you know it is not possible to have age 450. So you can cross check it and you can correct it. Okay, let me complete it, then you can answer the question. We can make pie chart when there are less categories. We can make bar chart when even there are more categories. It will give you the clear picture of the data. We can make even multiple bar chart if there are two variables. And maybe you can make some line chart. For example, these are the blood groups. And for example, there are the trend of blood group having COVID. Now you want to see, is there any association between blood group and the complication of COVID? You can go for multiple bar chart. You want to see the characteristics of patient presenting with COVID. There are more categories of characteristics. You can go for the bar chart. You want to see the demographic characteristics of COVID patient, specifically as gender, you can make the pie chart. You can, if you want to see, for example, hospital stay due to COVID, it is quantitative now. You can make histogram or box plot just to present your data, or you can even make error bar chart. Yes, you can make error bar chart. If you want to see, is there any relationship between hospital stay in days and late presentation of the patient in ICU? Late presentation can be calculated from the day of symptom and till the day of presentation. For example, the symptoms were 7 days ago and the patient presented at the 6th day. So it is actually 6 days late. So you can present the complications and you can see the hospital stay and delayed presentation of the COVID cases. So is it clear now? If my data is quantitative, I can make histogram. I want to check the behavior of the data, normality of the data. If I want to see the outlier of the data, I can make box plot. If I want to see the relationship of data, I can make scatter plot. If my data is categorical, I can make line chart, I can make bar chart, I can make even pie chart. So you can make the picture of this graph. It will help you when you will revise it. Now let's go to the SPSS sheet again and let's do the analysis. For example, want to make pie chart, legacy dialog. Here is the pie chart. Define. Can you see the SPSS sheet, please? Can you see the SPSS sheet? Okay, thank you. For example, I want to make pie chart of study group. Let's see, it is preterm birth or full term birth. I added slice defined by and just press OK. Here is the pie chart. Did you see? Did you see the pie chart? Okay. Now look, I can make this pie chart more informative. How? Just press, if you remember, I told you among the components of SPSS, there was a chart editor. There was an output editor. It is actually output sheet. Our data is another sheet. Our analysis is being done in another sheet. So if there is pie chart, you can double click it. Double click it. You can add number, you can edit, view, options, look, you can hide legend, you can, under the element, you can show data label. So percentages are added. If you want to add number as well, just press this count and shift on upside. Just apply, and here is the values along with percentages. You can change the color of the pie chart by clicking, look, it is all selected. Just gently click it once again, and now you can change the color. For example, I'm not good in color selection, but you can choose. Okay, let's make it another color. Okay, you can even change these captions here. If you want to make it more beautiful and presentable, you can explode it. Look at this small explode slide. You can just press and you can explode. You can close it. You can copy it. You can paste in your Microsoft Word and wherever you want to write the description of the pie chart. Again, go to graph, legacy dialog. Let's make the bar chart. Here are 3 bar graphs, like simple. If it is simple, 1 variable will be there. If it is clustered, 2 variables will be there. If it is stacked, 2 variables will be there. For example, let's make it simple. Define. For example, I want to see the trend of preterm birth. Sorry, I want to see the distribution of the cities. Press OK. I made bar graph, just press it, double click it. You can add the value label here, show data labels. You can add percentage there on the upside window. Apply, close. You can change the color by gently pressing once for 1, for 2nd, for 3rd. You can use it anywhere. For example, we want to make multiple bar charts. Bar. For example, I want to make cluster. Define. I want to make this pattern of study group like preterm bar with respect to different cities. So blue color is showing full term birth. Green color is showing preterm birth. Press double click. Among the element, show data label. These are the numbers. You can even add the percentages there. Apply and close. You can see. Is it fine? You can make another graph here like line chart. You can make simple line chart, multiple line chart, define it. For example, I want to see like gestational age, for example, with respect to body mass index, for example. You have to put it in category axis. There is issue, graph, legacy dialog, multiple line charts, define, for example, gestational age, category axis like city, define slice by, for example, by study group. Just press OK and you can see the line graph. This is actually 4 cities like, sorry, provinces, Punjab, Sindh, KPK and Balochistan. These are showing gestational age with respect to full term and preterm birth. Okay, you want to clear cluster? Okay, I tell. Graph, bar, here is the cluster. When you want to see 2 categorical data at same time, 2 categorical data, define. I put category axis, one variable input category axis that you want to see on x-axis, and defined cluster by that you want to specify the categories. Press OK, it is clustered. Is it fine? Okay, again go to graph, legacy dialog. For example, you want to make a histogram. Histogram is made of categorical data, age of mother. You want to put display normal curve. Just press OK. Here is the histogram. Ideal normal looks like an ideal normal curve, but it doesn't mean your data is normal. You need to test the normality of the data. It is only giving, it is only showing you the distribution of the data. Again, go to graph. For example, scatter plot. I want to see, as you know, the weight of baby depends on gestational age. Here is neonatal weight. It is dependent, put it on y-axis. Always dependent variable is on y-axis. Gestational age on x-axis. Just press OK. You cannot see any trend. Double click it, add the line. Look, it is from bottom to upside. If it is bottom to upside, it is positive relationship. Positive relationship means the birth weight depends on the gestational age. As the gestational age is increasing, birth weight is also increasing. If the gestational age is less at birth, there will be less birth weight. Go to graph, legacy dialog, make the box plot. Simple, define. For example, I want to check if there is any outlier in the age of the father at the time of his baby's delivery. Usually it is seen that mother is younger and father is older. Let's see here at the time of gestational age, sorry, study groups. Press OK. There are too many outliers in the full term and too many outliers in the preterm birth. You can even see the number, let's suppose father's age 117, father's age 547 is associated with preterm birth, and there are older fathers in the full term. So we can identify these cases. If they are mistakenly entered, we can delete or replace them. If they are fine, make it OK and report median instead of mean. So all graphs are here. We can make any graph. If you have any SPSS data, you can practice. I need a break of 5 minutes for my prayer. I will be off. I will be muted, and I will turn off my video for a while, please. If there is any question, you can write in the chat box.
Yeah.
Ji, welcome back, please. If you have any question, you can ask, please. Do you have any question, please? Thank you very much. Okay, Dr. Ali Abuddin, you are asking about to test the linearity. I was talking about testing the normality, not linearity. Linearity is something different. Okay, if you want to test the normality of data, yes, normality. You can go to analyze, descriptive statistics. You can go to explore. For example, I want to test the normality of gestational age at the time of delivery. Just go to the plot and ask normality plots with tests. Just press continue. Okay. Here you can see two tests are applied. One is Kolmogorov-Smirnov, other is Shapiro-Wilks. If this p-value is less than 0.05, your data is not normal. If this p-value is greater than 5%, your data is normal. So can you answer, Dr. Ali, please? Is this p-value is less than 0.05 or greater?
Thank you. It's less. It is less, definitely.
Yes.
So it's not normally distributed.
Yes,
Thank
it is not. It is not normal.
We depend on both tests or one of them, and which is better?
The advanced test is actually the Shapiro-Wilks. The better is to see the values of Shapiro-Wilks. Kolmogorov is also good, but sometime Kolmogorov gives, for example, if Kolmogorov gives different result, then consider Shapiro-Wilks. Okay, then consider Shapiro-Wilks.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, then go to again descriptive statistics and go to frequency.
Explore.
I want, sorry.
Sorry. Okay, you go.
Okay, let's suppose we want to calculate summary statistics or descriptive statistics. I just put my gestational age of mother, like age at marriage, age of mother at marriage, weight, height, body mass index. I can shift more than one variable even, which are quantitative. Short stature of both. Okay, education, monthly income. Let it go. Okay, I want to calculate descriptive statistics. Go to statistics, press mean, minimum, maximum, standard error of mean, standard deviation, range, whatever you want to calculate. For example, press continue. I do not want to see the frequency tables because it will be very long tables. Press OK. So here is the summary statistics. Mean is 37 of gestational age at the time of delivery. Age of mother is 28. Age of mother is at marriage is 26. Weight of mother is 65. Height of mother is 1.60 meter. Body mass index was 25.69. So it was all related to the anthropometric data, and it gestational age, demographic, and anthropometric data of the mother and father. So you can again go to analyze. I actually went to frequency table. If I do not want to calculate means, it will help you to make the frequency table. For example, frequency table of short stature of mother and father, cousin marriages. Let's see what happened. Press OK. Here are the tables. There were 20 mothers with short stature, 24 with the 24 father with short stature. There were 656 cousin marriages of these subjects, and second cousin marriage and not related. All this information was given. I want to tell you some more important thing in this frequency table like this. You can go to chart here directly. You can make pie chart. No need to go to the graph. If you go to analyze, descriptive, and frequency, you can shift your multiple variables, and you can also select graphs here. Press continue, press OK. Here are the graphs as well. Okay, so it's a multifunctional command. You can again reset it, and you can see here again, go to analyze, descriptive, descriptive. Instead of frequency, now I went to descriptive. What descriptive will do, it will actually self-calculate the descriptive statistics. I just press OK. It calculated minimum, maximum, mean, and standard deviation. Is it fine? Is it fine? Then again, go to analyze. If you want to make cross tab, go to, for example, gestational age. And if you want to see age of mother, is it related? Go to only press OK. We want to see the cross tab. So among the full term, there were 1202 females having age less than 35, like 16 to 35. And among full term, there were 125 females who had age 35 to 45. And same with the preterm. If you want to see if there is any association between these age groups and preterm birth, you can again go to analyze, and you can apply chi-square test. Look, when there is categorical versus categorical data, and you want to test the hypothesis if there is any association. If there is any association, you can go to statistics, you can press chi-square. Just go to continue, just press OK. If the p-value is significant, the association will be there. If there is no significant p-value, there will be no association. Look at it. Here is the Pearson chi-square value, and here is the p-value. P-value again is less than 0.05, there is association. So the preterm birth depends on mother's age. The preterm birth of baby depends on mother age. Now we need to see, is it depend on a later age or earlier age? For this, we need to go to analyze again, go to descriptive statistics, go to cross tabs, and go to cell. Let's calculate the percentages so that we can get the clear picture. Percentages row wise, so that we can see the percentages among the age group. Among mothers who were less than 35, there were 79.7% full term and 20% preterm. And among age who had advanced age more than 35 to 45, there were maximum number, if we compare these two, preterm and our age of mothers in preterms, this 31 is greater. So we can see the preterm birth is associated with older age. The preterm birth is greater than the frequency of preterm birth is greater in older age. Or we can say there is association between preterm birth and age of the mother. So again, go to analyze. See, there are few other things. You can calculate ratio. You can apply PP plot, QQ plot. No need. We have already seen the normality of data using one sample Kolmogorov-Smirnov and Shapiro-Wilks test. Okay, there are few other things that we face during our data management and data analysis. For example, I want to do this analysis only for one province. I have entered here 4 provinces like Punjab, like let's see the description of this city or province. Here is 1 for Punjab, 2 for Sindh, 3 for KPK, 4 for Balochistan. I want to analyze only Punjab. I do not want to enter the values of other provinces. Then go to data. Here are the select cases. Go to province. sorry, if condition is satisfied, go to province, shift your province in right tab and press equal to 1. What tab it was? Select cases. Now imagine it will select cases whose code is 1. Whose code is 1? Punjab's code is 1. Press continue, press OK. Here you will see for provinces other than Punjab, SPSS has crossed them. Can you see? Like this. SPSS has by default added a diagonal line. This diagonal line shows this data is disabled for the analysis. Now, whatever the analysis you will perform, for example, I want to perform the same statistical test like frequency. Like, for example, I want to see the status of preterm birth and gestational age of Punjab. Now you can see on the overall analysis, there were 1691 cases, but here only 950 cases are taken. So SPSS is wise enough. If you will tell SPSS to select some specific codes, it will add. Okay, is it fine? Is it fine? Okay. Okay, Dr. Walid, you are asking to revise it, no problem. If you have, let's suppose, a satisfaction rate of surgeons and you have taken 5, 6, 7 hospitals, you want to analyze only one hospital, you can go to data, you can go to select, you can go to if condition is applied, and you can select your hospital. You can select your hospital by adding here along with its code. It will analyze only what the code was added. Dr. Walid, it is fine? Is it fine? Okay, now it's clear. So it's 6:40, I think we can revise, and I wish you have laptop or your systems with you. And I wish you have entered your data, you have analyzed it. So it was all about today's content. It was my priority to tell you about the descriptive statistics today. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will go for the inferential statistics. If you have any question, you can speak, you can ask directly, I will answer.
Thank you so much, Professor Asif. I am grateful, and hopefully tomorrow we will start the workshop in time at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. And if you have any question, you can ask tomorrow. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I am always here for you. I am always on the front, inshallah, whenever you will ask me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. If anyone has question, they can ask, sir. We can give them 5 minutes. Thank you very much, sir. You are traveling, but you didn't lose our spirit. And even with the traveling, you remained with us all the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, Professor Mulazam Hussain Bukhari Sahab can provide you the Recording. Sir, someone is asking about the recording of the session. Yes, Dr. Willie, there will be another lecture on inferential statistics tomorrow at 5 p.m. sharp. Inshallah, I will start. So there is no question, sir. I think we should leave. And I request you people, you have your SPSS with you, and you can even practice it today after this session, and you can ask me tomorrow in answer question session, please. Okay. Should we leave, sir? Should we leave? Okay, goodbye, goodbye. Thank you very much for your acknowledgements. Thank you very much. I will put my best effort tomorrow again, inshallah, to tell you in easy way. Allah Hafiz.